Do not try and use dull knives. The knife will slip, you'll cut yourself. No, this is not from that. This is, I tripped. Y'all remember when I first bought Khamrah by Lattafa? This blew my tits off of my body. Well, baby, she's making another appearance because I got a decant of Angel Share by Kilian. I'm a bitch on a budget. I cannot afford a full bottle, money-saving queen, so we've got a 2ml decant of Angel Share. I wanted to do a comparison, side by side. How do they wear? Done another one of these before. What I tend to find is that wearing them separately is an experience, but wearing them side by side, you start to pick up notes that you didn't before. It is smelling like old chewing gum. So I wanted to do it again, this time with two very well-loved fragrances in their own right. I love dupes, even if they're not one-to-one. I want the experience because I can afford this, but I can also only afford this of the originals. Let's just really see what we're missing here. I'm going to spray each of them on my arm separately, wear them for an hour, 2 hours, come back, do another update and see how they've worn and how they've dried down on the skin. So I'll do my initial thoughts, then a follow-up, and then give you my final thoughts. So let's talk about notes, yeah? The notes in Khamrah, you've got top notes of cinnamon, nutmeg, bergamot, middle notes of dates, praline, tuberose, mahonial, base notes of vanilla, tonka bean, benzoin, amberwood, myrrh, and akigala wood. In Angel Share, you've got top notes of cognac, middle notes of cinnamon, tonka bean, and oak, base notes of praline, vanilla, and sandalwood. So a little bit simpler on the notes listed for Angel Share. We are going to spray. I'm going to do Khamrah on my left hand. I think that's where I normally do the dupe, is on my left. So let's spray her. Don't want to spray too much. I'm just doing one spray. Trust me, you don't need more than that. Oh my god, it's just so... Okay, sorry, shut up. All right, now we are doing... Now this atomizer in this decant is a bit dodge, so we might have to do 2 sprays, but I'll try and get the same amount as best I can, all right? There we go. Okay, that was even probably more than the other one. It's dripping. It's dripping. I'll do a tiny bit more. I don't want to ruin the sanctity of the comparison here. With the Khamrah, the cinnamon is so pungent. It's so sweet. I know a lot of people have said it kind of smells like apple pie. Actually, another thing I get, and I know there's no cloves in the notes, with the freshness of the spices and the bergamot, it kind of reminds me of those hanging orange, the potpourri, the oranges with the cloves in them. I get like some of that. Really hard to pick up any floral. That cinnamon is so overwhelming, and the dates and the praline are just bringing up the sweetness to like 1,000. Angel Share, boozy, right? You've got that top note of cognac that you don't get that booziness in the Khamrah. You've still got the cinnamon, but it's not as pungent. There is the sweetness, not as strong. And the vanilla, I feel like the vanilla rounds it out a little bit better, maybe not better, but different. It's a bit softer, maybe. I think Angel Share is a bit softer. Definitely not as sweet. I actually think the cinnamon in this one is even more photorealistic than in the Khamrah, which is crazy because the cinnamon is really, really good in the Khamrah, but honestly, you can't beat the cinnamon in Angel Share. It's just so much better. I don't know how else to describe it other than, to me, it's better. Because you're not really getting as much of that sweetness in the Angel Share, I'm not picking up apple pie and, some sort of like holiday treat that you do in the Khamrah. You definitely get that spicy apple pie-esque in the Khamrah, where Angel Share, you don't really get that. And again, this has happened with a lot of these Middle Eastern dupes. It's just so much stronger. And it kind of, when I smell them side by side, it's like drowning out the Angel Share. But listen, they're both delicious. They're both so yummy. Khamrah's more gourmand. Angel Share, a bit more realistic, spicy, lighter. Maybe it's better blended. You don't really get one thing that's really popping out at you and assaulting your nose. I mean, these are really only going to be things you pick up if you're smelling them side by side. I think, like I said, it's a different experience when you're smelling them like this. Okay, I'm actually going to leave it now. I'm going to step away and maybe play some Baldur's Gate. have a sandwich. I'll come back in like an hour or two. Okay, see you in the future.
A few moments later.
It has been about, I think, what, a little over 2 hours. It's 2:12 now. Here are my thoughts. Khamrah smells basically identical to when I first sprayed it. It's still so strong, very sweet. That cinnamon and nutmeg is so prominent still. So yummy. As for Angel Share, it's a lot lighter, still not as sweet. It's faded a lot more over the course of the last 2 hours than Khamrah has. As far as, now, depending on how you like to wear your fragrances, maybe you like a heavy hand, you like a real beast mode fragrance, and you want someone 3 kilometers away to smell you, it would be a little bit easier to get that with this one. I think with Angel Share, it's a little bit easier to fine tune how strongly you want to smell, just because it's not projecting as much as Khamrah does. Is that just a nice way of saying it's not as strong and not to waste your money and just get Khamrah instead? I don't know. Maybe I'll let you decide. Maybe I'll let you interpret that. Listen, Angel Share, a lovely fragrance. It's more boozy. It's not as strong. It's lighter. The cinnamon is more delicate. If you really want to make a presence, Khamrah, you will be known. You walk into the room and everyone is going to smell your ass. Well, actually, no one's going to smell your ass because all they're going to smell is this. You're not really getting that booziness. You're getting more of an apple pie. And with Angel Share, it's lighter, more delicate, more boozy, and maybe a bit easier to keep reeled in as far as projection goes. God, this is, you know what? This is like one of the better dupes that I've purchased and smelled against the original. So it's not a 1-to-1, but if you're really wanting the pow of the spice and the sweetness and the amber, I would say go for this one, especially because you can just get it for so much cheaper. Like I have to factor in price when I talk about and compare scents like these because, listen, a lot of us are on a budget, especially now more than ever. If you are really honing in, like, you will smell a difference between Lattafa's Khamrah and Angel Share. I get a very similar experience wearing both of them, and now wearing them side by side, I'm really surprised that Angel Share is just not holding up projection wise. It's not really giving me that oomph that Khamrah is really just knocking it out of the park with. As I sit down, and I know I'm not doing a lot, I'm sitting down playing Baldur's Gate, I keep smelling Khamrah, and it smells so fucking good, you guys. Maybe this is the perfect time to talk about this fragrance because I think this is perfect for the holidays. For those of you in the Northern Hemisphere, that is, you know, you want something sexy, sweet, you know, reminds you of the holidays. Maybe this is a good one to get right now. I don't know if you can still get this bottle. I hope you still can. I'm really happy that I was able to get it in this bottle because I think this bottle is really cool. I guess another thing I could say about it is maybe this one is more of a nighttime, just because it is so heavy, it is so thick compared to Angel Share. Maybe some would say that Angel Share is more suited to daytime or better suited to daytime just because it's not so sweet and heavy and thick, but it's not projecting as much. I don't know, guys. This is kind of hard for me to say because they are both amazing fragrances. They both smell amazing, but the spices in both are so yummy. You're getting a boozier experience with Angel Share. You're getting a sweeter, more apple pie experience with Khamrah. So it just depends on what you like. It's hard to say which one's better. This one was, I think, 70 or 80 Australian dollars. Angel Share is, well, let me look. How much? 340 Australian dollars for 50 mils, so half as much. I mean, I think it just depends. I think it just depends. I think performance-wise, Khamrah wins out for sure. It's projects better. I just get more whiffs of it as I move around and move my arms. I can only imagine spraying this puppy like behind the neck where it gets really warm. Keep in mind I only sprayed it on my wrist. You know, I did like a spray and a half on this wrist. And I did 2 good sprays from this atomizer. I mean, it was dripping down my wrist of Angel Share. I think it was pretty fair as far as the amount. Is this helping at all? I don't know. If I had the disposable income maybe I would have both, but for different occasions. The Angel Share, maybe it's just a bit lighter, more delicate. I cannot even believe I'm saying that about Angel Share. That's so crazy. But in comparison to Khamrah, that I'm getting a more tiptoey around the spice and the booziness experience, where the Khamrah is just like, pow, it's just punching you. In a really beautiful, lovely way, though, in the best way possible. This thing is just assaulting your nose. No, that sounds really bad. It smells lovely. It's great. It's a treat. Am I biased? What? I don't know. It's possible I could be biased just because, maybe because I've worn this more, I can actually afford it. Angel Share, the decant is the best I'm getting. I'm not getting another one most likely. So I would say not a one-to-one dupe, but I think in some instances you might actually prefer the Khamrah. If you want a lighter experience, maybe you prefer Angel Share, something a bit more boozy, not as sweet. I think that's a very fair assessment comparing these two fragrances against each other. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Please let me know what you think. Was this helpful? Do you plan on getting Khamrah? Also, I think this would be I'm not gonna say Christmas gift, because fragrances are so hard to buy for people unless you really know what they like. And you know what? This is actually the perfect day to wear this out because we're having a little bit of a cooler day. It's 17 degrees. That's 63 freedoms for my freedom friends. So I'm gonna be wearing this one today. Oh. It's so good. It's just so good. I can also already tell you that this guy lasts forever. He lasts so long, like all day on skin, but also lasts so long on clothing. Like I legit have washed clothing and still smelled it. So maybe just be careful. This is like a pro and potentially a con and also a warning. If you are going to get this and wear it, just be really careful about what you spray it on, especially if you don't wear it all the time and it's an occasion scent. Just be really careful because this will stick around. It's no joke. They are not fucking around.